Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Katie here from Live It Well Nutrition, and I'm so glad to have you here for another video. If you're new and this is your first video that you're seeing of mine, then please consider subscribing. I'd love to have you as a subscriber. Hit that notification bell if you do so you get notified for my future videos. I do mom topics, nutrition, because I'm a holistic nutritionist, and natural, simple living. So today's video topic is the realities of co-sleeping that no one tells you. No one doesn't tell you. No. Now, just a disclaimer, co-sleeping is not for everybody. Very important. If you have sleeping problems where you're a deep sleeper, tend to sleep through your alarm, you don't want to co-sleep. If you are a heavy mover in your sleep, or you don't take up most of the bed already, don't co-sleep. If you do drugs or drink alcohol, don't co-sleep. Just don't. If you have a dangerous bed that's like super high up, don't co-sleep. So there's things that you need to consider, and seriously consider that. That being said, definitely seriously weigh the pros and the cons to co-sleeping. And if it's something that you feel you can do safely, then definitely consider that. One product that gave me complete peace of mind was called Owlet. And it's basically an O2 monitor, just like you have in an ambulance or in the hospital, where you click it on your finger and it measures the oxygen in your blood and your heart rate and things like that. This is basically that, but in a slipper, and you get different sizes. It's a little disc and you slip it. They give you multiple sizes of like Velcro kind of sandals that are cloth and very comfortable for your baby, and you put it on their baby. It's just 1 foot, and it connects to your phone, and it has a little dock, and it lights up and plays music, and it will notify you if the oxygen levels decrease, like if a blanket was thrown on top of your child. Good Lord. And you can see the stats. You can measure the heart rate and the oxygen levels all the time. You can see that on your phone. But if there is an emergency, if it has detected that the oxygen level is going down or in an unsafe zone, and or the heart rate or something, or if it goes too fast, if the heart rate is too fast, it will give a blaring awakening response for you to react to. And that just gave me so much peace of mind. My dog since ate the device of this app, so all I have are the sandals, but for my second, I'm definitely getting this again. I remember it being about $350, but what an investment that will enable you to kind of attachment parent that way and nurture your child and be rested and sleep next to them, but then also do it in a safe, peace of mind kind of way. Definitely not sponsored, but I love their product. Okay, number one is that it is way better than having a crib. Legit. Like, could you imagine every time your kid cries at night or needs to nurse, you have to get up. You have to get up and walk across a room and pick up your kid and then nurse them and stay awake and sit up and then put them back in and walk back to your bed. And this could happen multiple times a night. I had a heavy sleeper, so I was not up throughout the night, but I was sometimes up in the night, but only to like open up my top and start nursing, and that was it, because my baby was right beside me. The second thing people don't really talk about is that it's natural. Even apes do this. I was reading a study just the other day in preparation for this video, and I was reading how different packs of animals co-sleep. The one that I was really interested in was gorillas and apes. They co-sleep, and they're very similar to humans. Now, a not so great thing that people don't talk about is that they don't like blankets on them. That's why people have invented products like the swaddle sleeper and like those cocoon kind of wrap things, is because it's very nurturing and it makes them feel like they're in the womb and, you know, things like that. But babies otherwise like to kick off the blankets. So you gotta kind of sleep in a sweater that you can easily access when you're nighttime feeding. Okay, so kids are many times starfish sleepers. They like to just sprawl out and take up as much of the space that they need. And if you happen to like have them a little bit farther away when they're a little bit older and you separate yourself, they will find their way to you. And suddenly you're like squished up like a log against the wall. Your baby will like suction cup to you. So it's adorable and beautiful, but it happens, and you don't really think about that happening when you think about co-sleeping with a baby, but they'll find you. So you want to consider the height of your bed, just to make sure that everything is safe when they do start to roll or crawl. They're not going to be taking this massive tumble onto a possibly very hard floor. Even if it was soft, like a rug, like that would hurt. Another thing is that people don't mention, when you do co-sleep, you need to keep your room immaculate. If you have a bobby pin on the floor, you need to find it and pick it up, because until a certain stage, and it usually happens after crawling or climbing down the bed or rolling off the mattress and getting around, they will put everything in their mouth. Like, I never had my child wake up and I kept sleeping. You just tune in and know that they're awake. But you never want to just assume that you're going to wake up, assume that they're not going to get into something that's right there. So you need to always make sure your room is immaculate and clean and tidy and free of anything that they could possibly choke on or endanger themselves with. And that can be a pretty daunting task depending on your lifestyle. So normally people who choose to co-sleep, wouldn't normally be the same people who choose to let their child cry it out in a crib. Some parents let their child cry it out for like 20 minutes or 10 minutes, and they like build up to a time that they then exhaust themselves and let themselves fall asleep. But when you're co-sleeping and their child is old enough to be practicing this, this education, this learning of how to fall asleep by yourself, you can't just put them in a crib that they can't get out of and leave them there and cry. Not like I would. But you need to get creative in finding ways to teach them how to fall asleep, because my son can get around. He can open doors now and get off the bed and open the door, and obviously we have a baby gate at the top of the stairs, but it's not like you can just put him in there and force him to cry it out and eventually fall asleep and realize, hey, I can fall asleep by myself. So I have spent a few nights just cradling him but not nursing him and letting him cry it out and letting him know that I'm there, I'm soothing to him, my voice is soothing to him, and he can, learn that it's okay. He can have emotions, he can cry, and he can learn that it's okay. Nothing bad happens, I just have to fall asleep. But it will take your time in doing that, and you will endure listening to some crying. But hey, welcome to parenthood, right? You need to get creative with your partner, because all of a sudden, the space where you were intimate now has a baby or toddler in it. And I'm sure a lot of parents out there would confirm that even if they're in their own bed, they come into yours at some point in the night, on some nights at least. So as a parent, you really have to get creative with your intimate kind of time of the night or lifestyle. And this can actually be kind of fun. But people don't tell you this. So you need to consider that when you're co-sleeping, is that when there's a baby or a toddler in your bed, how's that gonna work? So just get those wheels churning if you care to. Another thing is that I normally do laundry at night. I'll put on a show and I will finish the cycles of laundry, and then I'll just sit and watch the show with my husband Ian, or if he's not home then I'll do it by myself. But I'll fold the laundry and I'll make piles, and I normally want to bring them upstairs and put them away. But because I do it at night and the baby's already asleep, that poses a problem, because if I go in there, turn on the light, and start opening and closing drawers and making noise, my child will wake up. But the tasks that, like putting laundry away, become a little bit more difficult, and then laundry kind of becomes this 2-day thing, and you just have to be okay with that, because it's more worth it to co-sleep than to put your laundry on and fold it and put it away all in the same go. So weigh your pros and cons with that. I prioritized the co-sleeping. My laundry can wait. And my last tip for you is that when you co-sleep, you're not gonna wanna stop. Totally being honest, you're not gonna wanna stop. Because I have another one on the way, I'm now not wanting my son Diego to feel replaced, as I might be co-sleeping again, hopefully, if it's all safe and makes sense. But I don't want him to feel replaced, and I cannot have him in the bed where he could pose a potential risk or danger to the new baby. It's very difficult. It's very difficult to stop that when you get so used to it. And even Ian, my husband Ian, he definitely says, like, we cannot just not co-sleep. Like, it's just a part of us now. It's like our little family, and we cuddle and we sleep in together and we nap together, and it's so great that once you start, you're not gonna want to stop. So just think about that, and think about if you're strong enough, because you gotta have the strength to actually stop and do what's eventually best for them, which we will do, but you know, when they're ready as well, because he's not ready. Diego, he's not ready. We're not ready, but he's also not ready. I hope that you found this video helpful and informative. Please leave a comment in the comments below if you have any other tips or facts that people don't really talk about when they talk about co-sleeping, or consider when they consider co-sleeping. And I hope that you liked the video. If you do, please like it and tell me, because that, you know, tells me to make more. And like and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Until next time, live it well, because you only live once.